a lot more dollars that flow into our economy. You take that with the $1 billion cash rebate from workers' comp, right, which is pretty stunning. The government never gave you any money back, did they? So this is really good news. The small business tax cut included in here is important. But I just want people to understand why income tax cuts matter. Some people think it has a political connotation to it. That's not the issue. The issue is economic growth. And I believe that the less you tax work, the less you tax investment, the less you tax risk-taking, the more you will get of all those very desirable things. And when people risk-take, and when we invest in work, and when we invest in empowering individuals, it means you have greater economic growth. Now, when I came into this office, we had lost 350,000 private sector jobs. We're now up 174,000. We're about halfway back, which is, fantastic. And considering the fact that we've had such slow economic growth in the country as a whole, which is just amazing considering we went through a near depression and we've come out and grown so slow, although I see the last quarter numbers are a little bit better than we thought. But it just means that we have to keep doing this. I believe that the income tax rates are still too high, 5.3. That's why I think it's important we continue to do tax reform. And tax reform means you create a tax system that encourages growth, so that when we are here in Ohio, which was nearly dead a couple years ago, and a person who's an employer here in Ohio has a reason to have confidence that they can expand their business. So think about this. When we have an $8 billion hole, and now we have $1.5 billion surplus, when we see stability, when we know there's going to be a constant effort to reduce taxes, then employers start to be comfortable, right? They start to say, I can kind of trust being here. Am I right about that? Right. The worst thing you can do is have uncertainty. So when I look at Illinois, for example, and I look at their pension system, we know that employers are going to be up against it at some point. That's why, companies that are located there are looking around to say, where's a better place to be located? The same is true in California with their sky-high income tax rates. They're losing jobs. Nevada has a big program to try to attract California companies to Nevada, where the cost of doing business is a lot lower. So we have to keep pushing this down. Now, somebody asked me last night, what do I think the long-term prospects are for our state? Well, if we stay stable, if we continue to reduce taxes and promote economic growth, our location is such, 600 miles within 60% of the country. If our Jobs Ohio operators can continue to target the industries that are the sweet spots for our state, which are energy, healthcare, manufacturing, agriculture, bioagriculture, biohealth, logistics. So if you know what your target and your sweet spot is, then you can continue to either get companies to expand, or you can begin to lure companies to our state. And that's precisely what's happening. If we go backwards and we spend $1.5 billion surplus and we go willy-nilly back to the old days, it's going to hurt us. So it is important that we keep our eye on the ball. For me, the prospects forward for Ohio are really great. We've got the people. We've got, as I say, we have the location. We have to train our workers better. There isn't any question about it. Job training is a huge deal, which we work on every day for all of you. We are using a variety of measurements to determine what the real employment needs are of the state. We're trying to drive our education system, both higher ed, community college, and K through 12, trying to drive those towards those job opportunities that exist. We're now talking about having more students available for vocational education, which is really important in our state, not to preclude their ability to get further education. So, you get the workforce, you have them qualified, we have a good reputation of being hard workers, We lower the taxes, continue to fight to lower the taxes. And if we can keep more of our great entrepreneurs from moving to Florida because they're getting skinned with the income tax, we can really take off as a state. And that is our goal, and that is our purpose. And the $2.7 billion tax cut may be the largest in the country. I don't know if we found out whether it is or not. Do we know, Rob? We think it's the largest tax cut. Now, you know, you might say, well, why are people not excited in politics about tax cuts? It's really true. First of all, I don't know that most of them know anything about how business works. So they don't understand that what drops to the bottom line allows you to have flexibility, hire people, buy the equipment, become more productive. I'm not sure they understand that. Secondly, I actually think that the conservatives across the country have lost being able to make the case that lower marginal rates provides for economic growth. I don't know how that's happened, but I know that economic growth is a key. You all know that, you know, I just had a press conference the other day, about 10% of Ohioans, I think about 2 million Ohioans, get their food at food pantries, shelters, warm right up here in Westerville. A lot of people that have needs. When you grow, right? When you can hire another person, you're changing the life of not just the person you hire, but probably their family and their children. So this is why I say that, you know, growing jobs is the greatest moral purpose we have. Because when mom and dad work, marriages are better, kids do better, and we salute all of you. You know, I do. Because I know it's not easy to be an employer today and a small business person with a blizzard of rules and regulations and hassles. That's okay though, right? We weren't put on the earth here to have an easy go of it. We're here to try to repair the world in which we live. And so when you hire somebody, when you improve your business, when you create stability, you're doing the Lord's work, not just running your business. And I admire you and respect you for it, because as you go through this weekend, some of you will be on edge. How do I make payroll next week? What are they going to come and lay on me next? That's why we're so thrilled to do, you know, a small business tax. That's why we're excited to do a workers' comp refund, because it's why we want to make sure that we control regulations and paperwork so we don't make it too difficult, because it's hard enough in a global economy.